I think he called him Mr. Wu. Brother Daqi, you must have been bought over. All of you stand up straight and apologize to Mr. Wu for me. One of the gangsters tilted his head in confusion. Brother Daqi immediately punched him in the head and scolded, "What are you confused about?" The gangster immediately bowed and said, "Mr. Wu, I'm sorry." The other gangsters thought to themselves, "Brother has already apologized, let's all apologize together." They bowed and said, "Mr. Wu, I'm sorry." Wu Chen smiled. "Don't be like a gangster anymore, break up." Brother Daqi ordered. Mr. Wu said to break up. "Everyone, let's go." As he walked, Brother Daqi turned around and said, "Mr. Wu, I'm leaving." He Shinshin thought to herself, "I have to leave quickly too. I didn't expect things to turn out like this." Wu Chen quickly grabbed He Shinshin's hat. "He Shinshin, where are you going?" He Shinshin turned around. "Teacher, teacher, teacher. It's all a misunderstanding. Can you please not tell my mother about this? I promise to listen to you from now on." Wu Chen asked, "Really?" He Shinshin promised, "Absolutely. You're much better than Brother Daqi. I'll definitely follow you, I promise." At this time, a message was sent to Wu Chen's phone. "Mr. Wu, I'll treat you to a drink. Golden Rich KTV, 5th floor, I hope you'll come." Wu Chen let go of his Shinshin and said, "Shinshin, I'll continue to teach you tomorrow. You can go home by yourself." He Shinshin was overjoyed and immediately replied, "Yes, teacher. I'll see you tomorrow." A moment later, at Golden Rich KTV, Wu Chen said, "I'm here. Come here." Wu Chen sat down and said, "Mr. Gu, Boss Mao, what is this?" The three of them didn't say anything. Boss Mao quickly slapped Brother Daqi and then kicked him to the ground. He said with a smile, "We have to give Mr. Wu an explanation for this matter. I won't let my useless son break the rules of the underworld. I invited Mr. Gu here as a witness." Wu Chen smiled. "Boss Mao, don't worry about your son." Mao Rusong immediately took out a business card. "Mr. Wu is magnanimous. I hope you won't lower yourself to my unworthy son. We'll take our leave first." "Take your time, Mr. Wu." Wu Chen went to the hotel written on the business card. He thought to himself, "I'm really a little sleepy, someone? Isn't this meant for Ding Rulong's girl, Zhuang Xiaodi? This is interesting." Boss Mao. Zhuang Xiaodi saw Wu Chen walking in and greeted him. "Hello, Mr. Wu." She glanced at Wu Chen. This was Mr. Wu, and he was a handsome young man. Zhuang Xiaodi gently told Wu Chen, "Mr. Wu, you seem a little tired. Let me help you take off your clothes." "Do you want to take a bath, Mr. Wu? This way." Wu Chen replied, "Okay." He walked over to the bathtub and soaked himself in it. Zhuang Xiaodi stood outside, posing seductively and asking Wu Chen, "Is the water temperature okay, Mr. Wu?" Wu Chen closed his eyes and relaxed. "I'm fine." Then, Zhuang Xiaodi took off her towel and said, "Then I'll go in and scrub Mr. Wu's back." Wu Chen asked, "Your name is Xiaodi, right?" Zhuang Xiaodi was surprised while scrubbing his back. "You know my name, sir. Not only do I know your name, I also know what you were thinking when you saw me," Wu Chen said. Zhuang Xiaodi was taken aback by his words. Wu Chen continued, "Are you a little happy?" Zhuang Xiaodi didn't know what to say to that. Wu Chen continued, "Because I'm not a fat, old man in his 40s like you imagined, right?" His words left Zhuang Xiaodi speechless. Wu Chen then reached out to caress Zhuang Xiaodi's chin and said, "I also know that you've never had a boyfriend, even when you were in school or working overtime. You don't have any experience, so how can you serve me later?" Zhuang Xiaodi's life. Her parents owed more than 570 million yuan. Every time a creditor came knocking, they were forced to the brink of insanity. When she was not in class, she had to work 3 jobs continuously without a break: modeling, bartending, and selling products. It was not easy to save up to 100,000 to 300,000 yuan over the past few years. However, she did not know that her mother had borrowed a large sum of money to help them temporarily. However, after her mother passed away, the debt had grown to over 800 million yuan. No matter how hard she tried, even if she sold her blood, kidney, or cornea, she would not be able to pay it back. The creditor said to her, "Miss John, I've been following you for a long time. I want you to serve a big shot. As long as you make him happy, I'll help you pay off your family's debt. Would you like to consider it? I promised Boss Mao. Isn't it just sleeping with those greasy dignitaries? Just because Mr. Wu is not a greasy old man, I have already made a profit. Looking at Wu Chen, Zhuang Xiaodi thought to herself, he now suspects me. I can't let Boss Mao's mission fail. I will not accept defeat, Mr. Wu. I don't have any experience in that area, but I've tried it at home. Wu Chen looked at Zhuang Xiaodi, who was anxious and flustered, and thought, I was just teasing her, but it looks like I've put her under pressure. Mr. Wu, can you turn off the lights? Wu Chen closed his eyes. Do as you please. I'll listen to you for now. Zhuang Xiaodi then turned off the lights and climbed onto Wu Chen. This feeling, Zhuang Xiaodi did something that Wu Chen really enjoyed. Interesting. Zhuang Xiaodi, you really came prepared. The next day, Wu Chen had already woken up while Zhuang Xiaodi was still wrapped in the sheets. Zhuang Xiaodi saw that Wu Chen was about to leave and felt a sense of regret. Mr. Wu, are you leaving today? Wu Chen leaned over and caressed Xiaodi's cheek. You don't have to call me Mr. Wu anymore, it's too distant. Zhuang Xiaodi replied. Okay. Wu Chen added, you must be tired from last night. Get some rest, I'll come to you when I'm done. Xiaodi's entire body flushed. She didn't expect him to be so gentle. Wu Chen walked to a high-end coffee shop. He Shiken said to Wu Chen, Teacher Wu, you didn't come home yesterday. Shinshin is still at home waiting for you to teach her. I actually wanted to talk to Teacher Wu yesterday. I understand that you don't have time to come to Shanghai often. I thought that Shinshin and I would move to Donghai together. We'll rent a house for your convenience when you tutor her. We can return once school starts. Wu Chen took a sip of his tea and muttered, Donghai. He then looked at He Shiken. Aren't you afraid that Ding Rulong will find out that you've brought your daughter out of Shanghai without permission? He Shiken was shocked. No one had known what she had experienced many years ago or who Ding Rulong was. If he mentioned Ding Rulong, it meant that Teacher Wu, or rather Wu Chen, had come here for her. In the vast and populous world of the internet, she had taken the initiative to find him in a chat group. He had come to visit her several times as a teacher. It was impossible for him to not know about Ding Rulong or her relationship with Ding Rulong. She couldn't help but feel manipulated and terrified. Wu Chen reassured her, don't worry too much. Ding Rulong doesn't pay much attention to many things. As long as you don't take Shinshin abroad, you can go anywhere you want in China. He Shiken asked doubtfully, are you approach me actively? Wu Chen replied quickly and frankly, what do you think? Is it related to the Tom Yuanda incident? He Shiken continued to ponder. Could it be that he even knew about her change of identity? Wu Chen suggested, let's go somewhere else to talk. Wu Chen soon brought He Shiken to a luxurious hotel. She wondered, what is this? Go to the hotel, get a room and talk. The receptionist greeted them. Hello, sir and miss, do you have a reservation? No. Are there any available rooms? Replied Wu Chen. Please wait a moment, sir. Yes, there are. How many rooms do you need? 1. Wu Chen's request for one room surprised He Shiken. What did this mean? Okay, sir, one room. Please show me your ID cards, miss. Please show me your ID card. Sir, miss, your room is on the 16th floor. The elevator is over there. Wu Chen led He Shiken to the elevator area. He Shiken asked with confusion, Mr. Wu, why did you choose this place? Wu Chen quickly replied, it's safe here. The privacy is the best. No one will disturb us. He Shiken asked Wu Chen directly, Mr. Wu, do all men think about that kind of thing? Can't we be like normal people? Wu Chen suddenly put his arms around He Shiken and said, let's talk about it in the room. At this time, because He Shiken was a bit abrupt, she just stood outside the hotel room in astonishment. Wu Chen had to break the silence. Look, go in and sit down. Why are you standing there? She was still standing there. Come here. Why are you still crying? Do you think I'm a monster who will eat you? He Shiken was so embarrassed that she covered her body with her hands and shouted, you brought me here. When we just got a room, you hugged me. I thought you were a gentleman, a good person. But you are no different from those bad men. Wu Chen calmly replied, it seems like you misunderstood my intention. Maybe I should receive an apology. At that moment, she was still crying. Did I misunderstand? You just want to sleep with me? Okay, I'll let you sleep. Her hands were still pulling down her sexy underwear, saying, did I misunderstand? If you want to sleep with me, I will let you. But please, don't come to me anymore after you finish. Do it quickly. You can do whatever you want, Wu Chen said with a serious face. I don't know what you're thinking. We just met and don't know each other well. We haven't even started to get to know each other. I admit, I hugged you. I did it on purpose. What will Xin think if you do this? She replied. You said I misunderstood. Are you sure that what happened earlier was not intentional? Why are you mentioning Xinshin again? Don't be shameless. Stop wasting time. Hurry up and do what you want to satisfy your lust and then leave. Wu Chen calmly replied. Actually, I did it intentionally to show Ding Rulong. He Shiken looked surprised and quickly pulled up her pants. Wu Chen reached out his hand to explain. Don't be nervous. Put on your clothes and we can talk. He Shiken was embarrassed. You will tell Ding Rulong, won't you? No, I didn't mean to do that. I did it so that the surveillance camera outside could record the video of me taking you to the room. Don't be nervous. Sit down. Ding Rulong is watching me. I will let him see the recording just now. What will he think when I hug you and walk into the room together? There was a bit of panic on her face. She thought that if Ding Rulong knew, it would not be easy for me to leave. The man in front of me is setting a trap for me. If something happened between him and me, Ding Rulong would definitely kill him. But is he trying to get himself killed by setting me up? No, that's ridiculous. Seeing the look on her face, Wu Chen said, do you know Li Rubing? She's my woman. Ding Rulong is crazy about Li Rubing, just like the way he wanted to kill someone for you in the past. Now, he wants to kill me, Ding Rulong and me. One of us will die. No matter what, I will make his whole family die with him. If I can prove to the Tong family that he was the one who killed Tong Yuantao, with the power of the Tong family, they will fight against the Ding family and kill them. Now, I have made a deal with Li Rubing, and Li family and Ding family will break up. So, I need you to come to Donghai with Xinshin and me. I will arrange everything else. A life of freedom is waiting for you and your child. Seeing Wu Chen reaching out his hand to cooperate, He Shiken let go of her defense and agreed. Then, she leaned forward, raised her hand, and gently touched his face, saying, Why do we have to pretend? Isn't it better to give him some horns? As she spoke, she unbuttoned her shirt. But Wu Chen gently declined her kindness. He wanted to cooperate simply. There is no need to do this. Since we have the same goal, we can just cooperate. Also, have you ever thought about what would happen to Xinshin if she knew that I killed her biological father? He Shiken said hesitantly, No, Xinshin can't know. Wu Chen continued, I also don't want the child to know about that. I want to take her away from the storm, but anyway, she is still young and has just started her life. If you agree to come to Donghai and testify, I will arrange for you to go abroad until the matter with the Ding family is over. You can come back then. Moreover, during your time in Donghai, I will continue to teach Xinshin to paint as a teacher, her talent. He Shiken interrupted Wu Chen. No need to say more, Mr. Wu, I agree. But, I have a request. Wu Chen doesn't understand what she wants, you tell. He Shiken laughed and said, We need to give Ding Rulong horns for real. Don't make it fake, make it real. Wu Chen was shocked and surprised by her boldness. She was too daring, she even wanted to do it for real. Wu Chen immediately reached out and said this will easily complicate things. After arriving in Donghai, you will need to be rational enough to cooperate with me on many matters. After spending a night of passion with He Shiken, Wu Chen left early the next morning. As she watched him leave, He Shiken's heart pounded. The more she looked at him, the more attracted she became. They stood at the door of the hotel. Wu Chen said goodbye. I have something else to do. You go back first and pack up with Xinshin. We will go back to Donghai together tomorrow. He Shiken replied gently, I understand, but her mind was still occupied by the events of the previous night. Boss Mao immediately handed Wu Chen a contract, saying that it was a small token of his appreciation and hoped that Wu Chen would accept it. Wu Chen was surprised to receive 45% of the capital of his entertainment company for the price of 1 yuan. In reality, the actual value was about 200 million yuan. Boss Mao continued, with money, there are friends, and with me, there are friends. When the money is gone, the friends are gone, and the brotherhood is gone. Thank you, Mr. Wu, for not looking down on a lowly person like me. I really want to befriend you, Mr. Wu. I hope you will take care of me in the future. Wu Chen replied calmly, we're already friends, there's no need to be polite. During this period of time, Ding Rulong and I will monitor each other and remain as shareholders in your company. Then, Mr. Wu, why don't you consider being a representative? Wu Chen immediately thought of Zhuang Xiaodi as a representative and handed her the number of 45% of Boss Mao's company, surprising her. She thought, my family debt is only 8 to 9 million. I have only been with Mr. Wu for 1 day, and he gave me shares worth 200 million. What is Boss Mao up to, or what is hidden in this contract? Seeing her expression, Boss Mao advised her, this is for Mr. Wu, but he has transferred it to you, so just sign it and don't worry. She still looked at Wu Chen for confirmation before signing and promising to work harder in the future. In Wu Chen's eyes, this was nothing. He said, just sign it, it's fine. There will be no problem with the contract. Boss Mao was finally relieved. With Wu Chen's favor, he would no longer have to fear anyone, including Ding Rulong. Zhuang Xiaodi said gratefully, Mr. Wu, I will do my best in everything from now on. Wu Chen gently encouraged her, I know, you go shopping first, I will call you later. Outside, there was already a car waiting for Wu Chen. It was the car of the Li family elder waiting to discuss Ding Rulong's upcoming trip to Donghai and to seek Wu Ciagn's opinion. The elder said, although Ding Rulong had attacked you and Li Rutai, it was not yet the time for revenge. He could not die in Donghai. Wu Chen smiled sinisterly and replied, as long as he comes, we will clash. I can't guarantee that he will be able to leave Donghai unscathed, but I can guarantee that he won't die. This surprised the elder. At such a young age, Wu Chen's heart was already so terrifying. He could only sigh and pity Ding Rulong for being caught in this deadly trap. Okay, as long as it's done cleanly and he didn't die in Donghai, it's up to you. I've said enough. Grandson, you may leave. Wu Chen smiled and said, okay, uncle, I'll leave now. I have something else to do, see you next time. Wu Chen was taking Zhuang Xiaodi shopping when he received a call from Li Rubing, asking if everything was ready over there. Hearing Li Rubing's voice, Zhuang Xiaodi hurriedly took her hand off Wu Chen. Wu Chen replied in a relaxed tone, maybe not yet. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you cook a decent meal at home. I'll be bringing back 3 more people, you will know. Li Rubing guessed that it was a woman, but she acted calm and asked if there was anything else. However, she suddenly realized that something was wrong and roared loudly, wait a minute, are they all women? They had only been gone for 3 days, and they were already bringing back 3 women. Wu Chen remained calm, why are you so surprised? Li Rubing said angrily, my dear Wu Chen, can you give me some face? Wu Chen calmly replied, all right, my dear Rubing, I'll be back tomorrow. You can do whatever you want with this body. Don't be jealous, my love. Li Rubing could only close her eyes and endure it to see how she would punish him tomorrow. That bastard had brought back 3 women and still had the audacity to remain so calm. When Zhuang Xiaodi saw Wu Chen teasing Li Rubing, she felt a little jealous and asked, she was his wife. Wu Chen immediately hugged her and comforted her, I'm here. She won't do anything, don't be afraid. The scene changed to the next day, in the Li Rubing's villa. Li Rubing sat on the chair with her arms crossed and said, isn't it time for you to introduce them? Wu Chen calmly smiled and said, let me introduce, this is my girlfriend, Li Rubing. He pointed to Zhuang Xiaodi and looked at her with a sinister smile. This is Zhuang Xiaodi. Zhuang Xiaodi just lowered her head, not daring to say anything. Li Rubing secretly assessed, the shy look shows that she is Wu Chen's lover. Wu Chen continued, the other 2 were He Shiken and her daughter, He Xinchen, living witnesses to Ding Rulong killing Tong Yuantao. Li Rubing couldn't help but ponder, Wu Chen had brought back a key piece of evidence. She couldn't believe that the mother and daughter had reached an agreement with Wu Chen to betray Ding Rulong. She immediately stepped forward and shook hands with He Shiken and said, "Miss He, nice to meet you. Welcome to Donghai." He Shiken also happily replied, "Miss Li, nice to meet you. Miss Li, you are so beautiful." However, Li Rubing's gaze fell on Wu Chen with a deep meaning. "My dear Wu Chen, thank you for bringing me so many surprises." Then Li Rubing turned Zhuang Xiaodi and asked, "Your name is Zhuang Xiaodi?" Li Rubing approached her and asked again, "Your name is Zhuang Xiaodi?" Zhuang Xiaodi quickly replied, "Yes." Li Rubing asked again, "How old are you?" "I'm 21. The two girls looked at each other nervously. Li Rubing sighed, "You're still a little girl." Li Rubing thought to herself, "Is she so nervous? That's good. It's much better than those crazy women who don't know the rules." Seeing that the two girls were so nervous, Wu Chen tried to distract them and said, "Rubing, it's a bit tiring to sit for a few hours. Let's sit down and talk." Then he said to He Shinshin, "Go out and play for a while." The little girl was very obedient. Oh, Li Rubing didn't hesitate to ask He Shiken, "So, you've slept with Wu Chen?" He Shiken was asked this question and kept silent. Li Rubing quickly realized that it seemed like she had slept with him. He Shiken immediately explained, "Miss Li, it's not what you think. Wu Chen and I'm sorry. That morning, it was my fault. I took the initiative. I just wanted to take revenge on Ding Rulong. Moreover, I also took medicine. I would never cause trouble for Wu Chen and you. Also, I really don't have any other thoughts about him." Li Rubing replied, "It's okay. You don't have to apologize. I don't think there's any girl in this world who can't sleep with my Wu Chen, so I'm not sure about you." Wu Chen felt a little embarrassed when she heard this, while He Shiken was stunned and didn't know what else to say. Li Rubing thought about it and could clearly feel that He Shiken didn't want to go into this relationship, but Zhuang Xiaodi had to investigate her true identity. Moreover, Wu Chen's women were growing in number. It was time to make some things clear. "My beloved Wu Chen, He Shiken and her daughter will stay at home tonight for dinner and lodging. You and I, Zhuang Xiaodi, will go out and have dinner with me tonight." Wu Chen just knows how to obediently listen. "Rubing, I'll listen to you." Zhuang Xiaodi also hummed. At 7 o'clock in the evening, at a restaurant, several people saw Wu Chen coming and bowed their heads to greet him. "Mr. Wu." Wu Chen turned and said, "Oh, my beloved Miss Li, so this is what you meant." Li Rubing thought to himself, "I want to see those crazy women immediately and have no mood to argue with you." Then came Mu Qianchen and Su Qinjiang. The two girls pretended not to know each other. "Miss Li, come on in." "Hello, Wu Chen." "Hello, Miss Li." Then came Wu Yurong. She was bold enough to hug Wu Chen and kissed him. "Do you miss me?" "I miss you." Li Rubing looked at them and snorted. Su Qinjiang was very surprised and Mu Qianchen was also startled. Zhuang Xiaodi was sweating profusely and somewhat admired Wu Yurong. She is too proactive in front of someone's girlfriend. This sister is brave. Li Rubing walked up to Wu Yurong and said, "You all have status. You have to pay attention to when you should pay attention." Wu Yurong didn't show any emotion and just looked at her provocatively. Li Rubing called out to Wu Chen, "Come here, turn your face around." Li Rubing wiped the lipstick off Wu Chen's face with a towel. Zhuang Xiaodi thought to herself, "The women who kiss Wu Chen are really scary. I still can't adapt to this kind of situation." Mu Qianchen thought to herself, "I know that Miss Li is Wu Cagn's official girlfriend, but why does Wu Yurong dare to kiss Wu Chen in front of her? It seems that she is very uncomfortable with Miss Li. What's going on? Why is she so angry? It's hard to understand." Wu Chen came to Mu Qianchen and asked, "Qianchen, what's wrong? Why are you so nervous? What are you doing?" Nothing." Su Qinjiang thought to herself, "If nothing unexpected happens, all the people present may be Wu Chen's women. But Miss Wu doesn't take us seriously at all. This is wrong. If you want to do this, I'm too lazy to pretend." Immediately after that, Su Qinjiang called out, "Hubby, it's been a few days since you've been with me. I've learned a few special dishes that are perfect for your taste." Hearing the words, Wu Yurong was surprised. "What, is Su Qinjiang going to confront me?" Li Rubing thought to herself, Si Qinjing still used a simple way to defend and attack. Zhuang Shadi is scared, everyone is too aggressive. Do I really have the qualifications to stay by Wu Chen's side? In the face of the competition and rivalry between the girls, Wu Chen quickly changed the direction. Ahem, let's order first. Then he asked, Qinjing, how is the company doing recently? Is there any problem with the board of directors? Hubby, you have helped me solve everything. They don't dare to do it anymore. If the company is not too busy, then I will stay by your side. Wu Yurong immediately spoke up. You're a deep man. You haven't told Qinjing about us yet, Li Rubing continued. Our Wu Chen is so busy. How can he have time to talk to everyone one by one? The reason I called you here today is for everyone to get to know each other a little, avoid unnecessary trouble in the future. Li Rubing thought to herself, this Qinjing was asked questions by Wu Chen and fell into the trap of love. There was no chance for her to help deal with Wu Yurong. This Wu Yurong is really hateful. Wu Chen turned to Li Rubing and asked, you put in so much effort. Isn't it just so that everyone will admit that I'm your #1 girlfriend? Isn't it all because of you? What are you laughing at? Unexpectedly, even the female CEO in the business world, Miss Wu, the famous in Donghai, was also attracted. Su Qinjing was still speaking when Wu Yurong interrupted. There's no way. Who told our Wu Chen to be so special? But I was surprised to learn that Qianshan is still in school. I thought that Wu Chen only liked people with careers. Mu Qianshan was mentioned by name and immediately spoke up. I met Wu Chen earlier than Qinjing. I've known him for more than 10 days. Li Rubing raised her glass and said, Okay. Qianshan met Wu Chen the earliest. From now on, we will all call her the earliest younger sister. Su Qinjing immediately suggested, since we're calling her younger sister, why don't we arrange them in order of age? Wu Chen was also speechless. A group of women like this. Li Rubing didn't object, so she tacitly admitted it. Mu Qianshan said excitedly, Right, I don't care. Anyway, I was the first one to know Wu Chen, so I don't want to be the youngest. So, the girls were really arranged in order of age. Mu Qianshan ran to hug Li Rubing. Great, Miss Li, you have to take care of your younger sister from now on. Don't let other people bully your younger sister, yes, younger sister. At this moment, Wu Yurong ran over to hug Wu Chen and whispered sweet nothings into his ear. You bad man, where are you tonight? The other 3 girls looked at her. Zhuang Shadi was very confused when she saw this. The first night after the arrangement, they already started competing for favor. Li Rubing turned to Wu Yurong and said, Miss Wu, Wu Chen just came back from Donghai today. It doesn't seem appropriate for him not to go home. Hearing Li Rubing's words, Wu Chen turned to Wu Yurong and said, Where else can I stay? Let's just go home. Hearing Wu Chen's words, Si Qinjing thought to herself, Is it to go back to my husband's own home? Then, I can spend the night with my husband again. Mu Qianshan also felt a surge of excitement in her heart. Can I go to Mr. Wu's house too, please? If Sister Qinjing wants to go too, then she blushed. It's so embarrassing, it's like last time, 2 girls and 1 guy. It's too embarrassing. Wu Yurong put on a stern face and said, Let me guess, you're getting worse and worse, you're so hateful. Wu Yurong wanted Wu Chen to quickly reveal his thoughts under the pressure of these beauties. Wu Chen immediately replied, All right, everyone, go home and rest early. Shadi had just arrived in Donghai, so I and Li Rubing had to make some arrangements for her. Su Qinjing and Mu Qianshan felt a sense of loss when they heard this. They both let out a sigh. Wu Yurong couldn't do anything else, so she waved her hand and said, Let's meet another day. I'll go first, but honey, don't overdo it tonight. Save some energy for me. After a while, Wu Chen said, Shikin and Xinshan seem to be asleep. They'll go rent a house tomorrow. As for Shadi, she might have to stay at home for a while. Shadi, you don't have to be so restrained at home. As he spoke, Wu Chen looked at Li Rubing. Li Rubing quickly replied, It's up to you, I don't have a problem with it. Shadi also immediately replied, Yes, I'll listen to you. Immediately after, Li Rubing's moans could be heard. Xiaodi blushed when she heard these sounds. Mr. Wu, you have to take care of your body. His Shikan also secretly thought to herself when she heard these sounds. So, Teacher Wu didn't seem to be so passionate with me that time. Oh my god, what am I thinking? The next morning, in a certain room, a girl was making a phone call. Song Juan had just put the phone to her ear when a voice came from inside. Excuse me, is this Miss Song Juan? I'm in Menglan. I'm sorry to disturb you. Song Juan was shocked. Is this real? The superstar in Menglan? Song Juan thought to herself, and Menglan, the young mistress of the HUA Crossing Group, with assets of over 100 billion yuan. She debuted at the age of 17, swept the Chinese music scene at the age of 19, and became a queen. At the age of 24, she retreated behind the scenes to become a leader. Song Juan stammered, "Hello, Miss Anne, you really want to see me?" And Menglan replied gracefully, "Yes, Miss Song, I really like your songs. I wonder if you've signed with any company yet? If not, I'd like to invite you to my company. I hope we can talk face to face." Hearing this offer from Menglan, Song Juan was so surprised that she couldn't hide her excitement. "Really, I can," and Menglan continued. "Also, there's something I need your help with. Miss Song, you and Mr. Wu are friends, right? I wonder if you can introduce him to me. He's very outstanding, and I'd like to get to know him. Miss Anne, I'll talk to Wu Chen and get back to you." After hanging up the phone, Song Juan couldn't help but shout, "Senior, something big has happened." Then she turned to Wu Yurong and said, "Mom, let's go out for a bit." Wu Yurong heard her daughter's shout and asked, "What happened to Wu Chen, the one who wrote the song for you? Why are you shouting like that?" Song Juan said anxiously, "Mom, I'll explain it to you later." Wu Yurong was anxious to see Wu Chen, so she suggested, "Why don't I go with you? I want to see what earth-shattering event has happened." Song Juan immediately introduced Wu Chen. "Mom, he is the senior Wu Chen I mentioned to you. He is also from Donghai University and just graduated this year." Wu Yurong pretended not to know Wu Chen in front of her daughter and asked, "Wu Chen?" Song Juan immediately introduced, "Senior, this is my mother. My mother heard that the song you wrote for me is very popular, so she really wants to meet you." Wu Yurong put on a very good act. She reached out her hand and said, "Hello, my name is Wu Yurong." Wu Chen also put on a good act. "Hello, Miss Wu, I'm Wu Chen. It's a pleasure to meet you. How old are you this year?" 22 years old. 22 years old. So you're 2 years older than Song Juan. You look very handsome. Are you from Donghai? Yes, I'm from a small town. What does your family do? Hearing Wu Yurong's endless questions, Song Juan blushed. "Mom, you're checking his household registration. Why are you asking these questions? Senior and I still have something to discuss." After saying that, Song Juan pushed the envelope containing the contract to Wu Chen. "Senior, the song you wrote for me are both very popular, so I brought the contract here. Senior, take a look first. I'm going to the bathroom." As soon as her daughter left, Wu Yurong asked Wu Chen, "Do you prefer me to call you Wu Chen or hubby?" Wu Chen quickly replied, "Anything is fine." Wu Yurong immediately stood up. "How can you be so cold to me after spending the night with Li Rubing? I won't let you off so easily." Then, Wu Yurong sat down next to Wu Chen. Seeing this, Wu Chen said, "All right, go back to your seat. Be careful not to be seen." Wu Yurong said, "Song Juan is taking a long time in the bathroom." "It's fine." Unexpectedly, Song Juan came back and was shocked. "Senior, Mom, why are you two hugging and kissing?" Wu Chen and Wu Yurong were shocked. "Oh no, we're finished." Then, Wu Yurong stood up. "Song Juan, listen to my explanation." Song Juan turned around and ran away. "I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen." Wu Chen sighed and covered his face. "Sister Wu, we're in trouble this time. It seems that we have to reset the timeline today." "Reset the timeline?" "Yes, you and Song Juan, go and talk things over. There's no need to hurt anyone. I won't let you have this experience again today." Wu Yurong was surprised. "What do you mean by I won't let you have this experience again today?" Wu Chen thought to himself, "This kind of trouble can happen. It seems that my luck is very bad today. I have to investigate and see if there are any other good things that need attention." A few seconds later, Wu Chen discovered that besides Sister Wu and Song Juan, there were other things that needed his attention. It was truly an unlucky day. So, Wu Chen chose to reset the timeline and go back to the moment when Wu Yurong asked him if he preferred to be called Wu Chen or hubby. Wu Chen replied, "Anything is fine, but you only have 3 seconds to sit down, Sister Wu, trust me, or you'll regret it." Wu Yurong asked, "What do you mean?" Wu Chen winked and signaled her to stop. At this moment, Song Juan came back. "Oh, I remember that I have something important to tell Senior, so I don't want to go to the bathroom anymore." At this moment, Wu Yurong was shocked. She was stunned. Then, Wu Yurong sat down, thinking that it would be bad if her daughter saw her hugging and kissing Wu Chen. But how did Wu Chen know this in advance? It was too strange. Wu Chen asked Song Juan, "What is it, Miss Song?" "Senior, do you know An Menglan, the superstar An Menglan? She wants to sign a contract with me, and she wants to sign a contract with you too." Wu Chen frowned when he heard this name, An Menglan. Remember, during the Millennium Reincarnation, it was quite troublesome to develop a relationship with her. Never mind, what is to come will eventually come. Song Juan asked Wu Chen, "Senior, can I give your number to An Menglan? Please don't refuse. Can we sign the contract together?" Wu Yurong immediately turned to her daughter and said, "Song Juan, shouldn't you discuss signing a contract with your mother?" Song Juan looked at her mother in surprise. "Mom," she hugged Wu Yurong coquettishly. "Let me sign the contract, Mom. I promise I won't participate in any business activities. I'll just focus on making music. It definitely won't affect my studies." "Please, Mom, all right, but I want to be involved in the whole process. I need to know everything, yay." "Mom, you're the best, Senior. It's up to you now." Wu Chen said, "You can give her my number, but I have no intention of debuting." Song Juan said happily, "Okay, I'll call An Menglan first. You two wait here for a bit." As soon as Song Juan walked out, Wu Yurong winked at Wu Chen. "Song Juan is gone. She won't suddenly appear behind us again, right? Sister Wu, my advice is that you'd better not hug and kiss me here, you understand, for the sake of us?" Wu Yurong asked, "Husband, how did you manage to predict the future? Can you tell me, how did you know?" Wu Chen said to Wu Yurong, "What do you want me to tell you?" Wu Yurong said shyly, "Nothing, forget it." Wu Chen stood up and said, "Tell Song Juan that if she wants to request a song, she can just send me a message. I have something to do, so I'll go first." Wu Yurong thought to herself, "This man seems to possess a mysterious power. He's so charming." The scene changed to an apartment in the West City, where Lo Dao lived. "Mr. Wu, he's inside. Mr. Wu, follow me." Wu Chen stood in front of Zhong Chuan and said, "You can't run, and you can't die. I advise you to give up your ridiculous thoughts." Zhong Chuan looked at Wu Chen with red eyes and didn't say anything. Wu Chen thought to himself, "Before resetting the timeline, I just wanted to see what other troubles would arise." As a result, Zhong Chuan committed suicide. Sister Wu's matter actually helped me. Zhong Chuan also looked at Wu Chen and thought to himself, "Ending myself is better than causing more trouble for young master." I heard that this Wu Chen is a strange person. I didn't expect him to be this strange. Wu Chen said, "Ding Rulong, Li Rutai, they all want you dead now. Your only option is to cooperate with me." Zhong Chuan was worried that Wu Chen wanted him to betray young master. Who could guarantee that Wu Chen wouldn't turn against him after getting the information? With the information, Wu Chen would definitely be able to overthrow young master's Ding family. If he couldn't overthrow them, how would he and his family live in the future? Wu Chen continued, "No matter what, his wife and children in America would find it hard to live a stable and happy life. All it takes is one phone call from me, and your wife and children will die in an accident. Or would you rather they fall into Ding Rulong's hands?" Hearing this, Zhong Chuan started to sweat profusely. No one knew where his wife and children were, yet Wu Chen knew. If he didn't betray young master, his wife and children would die at Wu Chen's hands. If he betrayed young master would use the Ding family's power to find his wife and children. He was caught between a rock and a hard place. Wu Chen leaned close to Zhong Chuan's ear and said, "I told you, your only option is to follow me. Ding Rulong and me, one of us has to die, and you just have to believe that it won't be me." Zhong Chuan let out a long sigh of relief, sweat pouring down his face. Wu Chen realized that Zhong Chuan had relaxed and wouldn't commit suicide anymore. Wu Chen turned to his men and said, "Untie Zhong Chuan and keep a close eye on him. You guys stay here for now. I'll tell Luo Dao to inform you of the new location later." The two subordinates bowed their heads and said, "Yes, Mr. Wu, don't worry, Mr. Wu." Wu Chen took out his phone and checked the time. It was 4:15 p.m. In another 20 minutes, the other two should be at the cafe on Yin Yang Road. I should head over there too. 20 minutes later, at the cafe, Wu Chen saw a man and a woman walking in from the door. He secretly turned on his phone camera and started recording, right on time. Not bad, not bad. The old man put his arm around the woman's shoulder and said, "You have to go back tonight." "Yes, I have to, old who has been going home these past few days. If I don't go back, he'll get suspicious. He already asked me about it last time." "He suspects you?" "No, he just asked casually." "But what about your wife? Is she still investigating you? Doesn't she suspect me?" "What? She's investigating bullshit. Last time she made trouble with me, I slapped her and now she's obedient." "No, don't worry, let's not talk about her. Come, eat a banana so that we can go to the hotel later." "Why are you so frivolous? Don't you like my frivolousness?" Wu Chen thought to himself, the secret lover relationship between these two people is well documented. "It's been a busy day. I should go see Brother Lei." Wu Chen called Xiaodi. "Xiaodi, Rubing has gone to work, right? I'll be right there to pick you up." "I'm taking you to the Zichen villa to take care of something." A moment later, Wu Chen arrived. Dao Menying said, "Mr. Wu, please have a seat. Godfather is upstairs. He just received a phone call and will be down soon." Looking at the elegant and beautiful woman, Xiaodi thought to herself, "This is Dao Menying. The women around Mr. Wu are all rich and noble." Then, Dao Menying made tea and invited Wu Chen. "Mr. Wu, have some tea." A moment later, Lei Cheng walked down the stairs, answering the phone as he walked. Okay, I don't want to talk to you about this anymore. It has nothing to do with you. Let's leave it at that. My brother is here." Seeing Xiaodi, Lei Cheng asked, "Brother, who is this beautiful lady?" "Lei Cheng, this is my woman, Xiaodi. Oh, little sister, let Menying and little sister chat for a while." "Brother, let's go to the study to talk. I was removed from my position in the group today." Hearing that, Wu Chen immediately said, "Ding Rulong wants to use the Lei family's Hongfa group to deal with me. He'll go to Lei Yu, and he'll go to you too. That's his style. He wants to hedge his baits and be the one who's always invincible. This afternoon, I happen to record a video that can definitely help you with this, Brother Lei." "Oh, what video is it, brother? Take a look, Brother Lei." After watching the video, Lei Cheng laughed out loud. "This, brother, this is my lifesaver," Lei Cheng exclaimed after watching the video. "This person is Deputy General Manager Zhu Hebo. After I was suspended from work, the company's business was handled by him. And this woman is the wife of Hu Xilin, brother. You must know Hu Xilin, right? He is one of the long-term suppliers of our Hongfu Group, the chairman of the board of directors of Donghai Shirui. Old Hu Xilin, he was a friend of Lei Yu. I came to Donghai and pretended to be a waste, but he didn't look down on me. He was very enthusiastic towards me, so we also became friends. It was him who called me when you entered the room, saying that Dao Menying's endorsement of my sister-in-law's Feng Shui ruse was very troublesome, and asked me to cancel the contract. But I know that old Hu came to persuade me, and the temporary suspension were both caused by Lei Yu's pressure. And this matter, Ding Rulong said he wanted to come to Donghai to talk to me directly, and said that they would compensate for the losses caused by the breach of contract." Wu Chen said, "Ding Rulong still hasn't given up. He wanted to ruin Feng Huaru's good fortune. If the endorsement was ruined and the performance declined, he could win against Rubing Brother Lei. This move of his was brilliant. After Lei Yu played the villain, he played the hero." After listening to Wu Chen's analysis, Lei Cheng felt a little annoyed with those people. They were really giving them too much face. "I agreed to Menying's matter with you before. No one can ruin it. If you want to play me like a monkey, I will not stand on their side." The scene switches to the two girls, and Dao Menying asks repeatedly, Miss Zhuang seems to be very uncomfortable. How long have you been following Mr. Wu? Only a few days. Wu Chen's girlfriend, Li Rubing, is not easy to get along with. Miss Zhuang should be careful with everything. Miss Li is very nice and treats me very well. Hey, Miss Zhuang, you look at your current appearance. It reminds me of the first day I followed my boss. You are not reserved at all, always patient and obedient. You just have to attract him and grasp his heart. It is more effective than anything else. While speaking, Dao Menying reached out to grab the banana, peeled it, and put it into her mouth to demonstrate for Zhuang Xiaodi, how can you win a man's heart? Don't listen to the nonsense on the internet. It's not about cooking, but playing musical instruments and practicing spelling. Just one word, blow. That's the key point. Look, do it like me. Zhuang Xiaodi blushed after hearing this and seeing Dao Menying's actions. She could only look on in silence. Saying this, Menying patted Xiaodi's shoulder. You are too honest. I really can't help it. I'll teach you later. Although Zhuang Xiaodi was a little reluctant, she still agreed with a hum. Dao Menying shouted, Boss, someone is ringing the doorbell. Observe the monitoring camera through the phone. Lei Cheng immediately recognized it. It's old Hu Zilin is at the front gate. He said he wanted to meet me just now. I said I didn't have time, and he came to the door. Wu Chen said he is still so impatient. Lei Cheng asked Wu Chen, Brother, what about this video? You decide, Wu Chen replied calmly. Just show it to him. Show it to him directly. Isn't that too much? There's nothing wrong with it. Hu Zilin himself doesn't know about it. I've been friends with him for 10 years. I really don't know that he has another woman. Wu Chen whispered into Lei Cheng's ear. He's not the only one. It's just that the couple signed a premarital agreement. The person who cheats after marriage will leave empty-handed after the divorce. The market value of Donghai Shirui is more than $3 billion. This is the result of more than 20 years of joint efforts between the couple. This video is evidence that the woman has cheated, and the price is only 1.5 billion. Brother, give this video to old Hu. It's like giving him a gift. Wu Chen lowered his face and said, I'm not giving it to him, but so it won't be too much if you ask him to do something for you later. Lei Cheng, I think you can let Hu Zilin know what you're going to do with Lei Yu so that he can become the first external force to support you. As a supplier, if he only accepts you, the balance in old Hu's heart from your family may be unstable. So this is not a small favor, but forcing old Hu to stand by me. If the affair between Zhu Haobo and Hu Xalin's wife becomes public, Lei Yu will definitely deal with Zhu Haobo firstly. Lei Yu would use him to get rid of the cheating man. Secondly, Hu Zilin is also cheating. If the evidence of Hu Xalin's infidelity is given to his wife, it would be hard to say who would be left with nothing. Hearing this, Lei Cheng nodded. Isn't this threatening old Hu? No, it's not a threat. Lei Cheng, language is also an art. The same thing, said in different ways, will give people different feelings and effects. I know that you have a plan, brother. I'll leave this matter to you. The person at the front door is old Hu. Let him in. As soon as he opened the door and entered, old Hu said, Lei Cheng, do you have guests? Or should I go downstairs and sit for a while? No need. Old Hu, come on. You're not outsiders. Brother Wu, let me introduce you. This is Boss Hu, old Hu. This is my brother, Brother Wu. Wu Chen quickly shook hands with old Hu. Boss Hu, nice to meet you. I'm also honored, Lei Cheng said. Don't stand there, sit down. Lei Cheng, don't blame me for saying this. Haven't you had a good time with your brother these past few years? Why are you suddenly against him? Old Hu, don't worry about this matter. It has nothing to do with you. What do you mean it has nothing to do with me? We should stay out of the affairs of those big families and live in peace. Isn't this seeking trouble? What do you mean by seeking trouble? Menying has signed a contract with Feng Huaruz. It's not easy for her to get to where she is today. Doesn't cancelling the contract mean cancelling her? You let Dao Menying stay in the hospital and make a fake medical record, saying that she was injured and unable to work. Li Rubing and you will not make things difficult for her anymore if you are friends. I don't know Miss Li Rubing. I've never met her, so how can we be friends? Hearing Lei Cheng say this, old Hu was furious. Then, Why do you want Dao Menying together with Feng Huaruz? For my brother, Li Rubing is my sister-in-law. You are Wu Chen, that's right, Old Hu exclaimed in his mind. The whole process of me lying to Li Rubing with Lei Cheng was seen by her boyfriend. Old Hu slammed the table in anger. Lei Cheng, did you do this to me on purpose? Seeing that Old Hu was furious, Lei Cheng thought, okay, I'll take the blame first, and then it's the brother's turn to block it. Mr. Wu, I just told Lei Cheng to lie to Miss Li just now. You heard it too, Wu Chen said calmly. I know that Boss Hu is thinking for Lei Cheng, but Boss Hu, although you have good intentions, you don't understand the situation. Let me make it clear to you. The mastermind behind the car accident 10 years ago was Lei Yu. The person who caused the accident that year has been found. Soon, Lei Cheng and I will send Lei Yu to jail. This matter is already in progress, just need some time. Old Hu froze for a moment after hearing these words. Then Wu Chen handed him the phone with the video. In addition, Boss Hu, you can watch this video that I just recorded in the afternoon. Zhu Haobo is Lei Yu's confidant, so I went to investigate him and unfortunately, I captured this scene. Boss Hu, you should know Zhu Haobo's character very well. Using your wife to invade your property is only a matter of time. Therefore, the sooner you know about this matter, the better. Old Hu froze for the second time. He gnashed his teeth and suppressed his anger. Lei Cheng continued, Brother Wu said it very well. That pair of dogs could do such a thing. Don't spread this matter around, and don't make a fuss with your wife when you get back. First, arrange for your women properly. It's best to send them abroad for a while. After the divorce is finalized and the property is distributed to you, then bring them back. Hearing these words, Old Hu was shocked. Lei Cheng knew that he had other women. When did the news leak out? Wu Chen continued, whether Lei Yu is the mastermind behind all these things or not, we still need to verify. But, wait for Lei Cheng and I to send Lei Yu to jail first, and then it will be Zhu Haobo's turn. Old Hu slammed the table in anger, then calmed down and said, Thank you, Lei Cheng, and thank you, Mr. Wu. Fortunately, you discovered it in time. Why are you thanking me? We are all brothers, Lei Cheng sighed after hearing Wu Chen's reply. As expected, words are also an art. Things that have no basis are said to be like a boat that has sailed. As expected of my brother, I have learned it. I have learned it. Lei Cheng's phone rang, and he turned to Wu Chen. Brother, it's Ding Rulong calling. Wu Chen told him to take the call. Lei Cheng picked up the phone and turned on the speaker. Ding Rulong said from the other end of the line, Boss Lei, are you free tomorrow afternoon? Let's talk. I have time. But what about? Mr. Ding is coming to Donghai tomorrow. Wu Chen winked at Lei Cheng. The voice from the phone continued. That's right. I'm coming tomorrow. Boss Lei, you choose the meeting place. Lei Cheng laughed out loud. Then, Lei Cheng asked directly, there's no need for that, right? You've already found Lei Yu. Why are you coming to me to talk? Ding Rulong said from the other end, Boss Lei, we're not enemies. If you help me, I'll help you too. Everything that happened 10 years ago is all in the past. The present is what's important. Your father has only 2 sons. If something happens to one of them, the other one will naturally be the only heir, right? The details are not convenient to discuss over the phone. Let's meet up and talk, Lei Cheng thought to himself. He is so arrogant. If we don't cooperate with him, the other one will die. Lei Cheng looked at Wu Chen as if asking for his opinion. Brother, what should we do? Wu Chen understood and replied, do as he says. Agree to it then, Lei Cheng replied into the phone. Then, what time will young Master Ding arrive tomorrow afternoon? After 2 p.m, Boss Lei, you can decide the time and place of the meeting yourself. Please keep it a secret. The next scene is of a woman being slapped in the face, followed by a scream. Aaron to you in the school band. What's with this technique? Do it again for me. If you don't do it well, I'll send you to northern Myanmar to deal cards for the male prostitutes. The beautiful girl hurriedly knelt down and raised her head to apologize repeatedly. I'm sorry, Mr. Ding. Ding Rulong said something extremely vulgar to the girl. You're still far from good enough. Ding Rulong looked at the advertisement screen outside and saw Li Rubing's photo. He thought to himself, Forget about Dao Menying's endorsement, and don't count on Feng Huaru's performance. Rubing, just be honest and follow me, Lei Cheng asked Wu Chen with concern. Brother, what about tomorrow? Wu Chen reassured him, Lei Cheng, don't worry. Everything will proceed according to plan. It's getting late. I should go too. Wu Chen called out Xiaodi. Mr. Wu, I'm here. Dao Menying reminded Zhuang Xiaodi, remember what I taught you. If there's anything you don't understand, send me a message on WeChat. Lei Cheng looked at Dao Menying with interest and asked, Darling, what did you teach your sister? Get lost. It's a little secret between women. Don't ask. Seeing that Zhuang Xiaodi was still hesitating, Dao Menying encouraged her. Come on, Miss Zhuang, I'll be watching you. The scene shifts to the Fuhong Road. In the car, Zhuang Xiaodi asked with concern, Mr. Wu, do you have any friends waiting for you in the bar? Wu Chen thought to himself, there aren't any friends, but something big happened here before today. Suddenly, there was a scream. Oh, help, help, help. A group of people were hitting a car with baseball bats. The man shouted angrily, get out of here. Then, he opened the car door. Didn't you just drive very well just now? Get out of here and let me have my people drag you out, or will you get out on your own? The two people in the car hurriedly got out in fear. What do you want now? The man snatched the baseball bat from the person who had just spoken. The girl next to him hurriedly cried out, Brother, don't hit him anymore. Please, don't hit him anymore. Help. At this moment, Wu Chen walked over. Hey, what are you guys doing? The girl immediately turned around and tried to grab Wu Chen's hand. Big brother, please help me. Please save my boyfriend. The man shouted, Mind your own business, get lost. Wu Chen remained calm and said, I don't like people swearing at me. The fat man with the blonde hair next to him threw a punch. Another one who wants to act tough. Are you tired of living? Wu Chen dodged it and punched him in the face. He then kicked him, sending blood flying everywhere. The man screamed out in pain. Wu Chen looked at the remaining gangsters with cold eyes. The man took 3 steps back. Then, he shouted, What are you guys standing around for? All of you, go up and kill him. Bam, bam, bam. There were the sounds of painful cries. It hurts, oh my God. After a while, Wu Chen had finished dealing with the gangsters. The girl and the young man were also filled with fear. Then, Wu Chen turned around and glanced at them. The man was beaten up and was dumbstruck. I must have encountered a ghost. How can he fight like this? He's like the brother of the boss, Mr. Wu in the legend. After a while, the man recognized him. It's really Mr. Wu. You don't remember me. He hurriedly knelt down. My elder brother is Yu Liang. He is Zhaogui's subordinate. I've seen your picture before. I was blind just now and didn't recognize you. I deserve to die. I didn't tell you to do this. You guys are like gangsters. Forget it. Give me a call. Yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Wu. Thank you, Mr. Wu. I'll tell my brother to tell Zhaogui about this. Wu Chen turned to the young man and the girl and asked, Are you two okay? Yes, we're fine, big brother. Thank you. If it weren't for you, QI and I wouldn't know what would have happened to us today. If you're okay, then why don't you call your uncle? The man was shocked when he heard this. How, big brother, do we know each other? Wu Chen said, I have some friends in Shanghai. They once told me about the refurbished hotel and the love story between you and Guo QI. After all, you are quite famous among the young generation in Shanghai. The young man asked, Which family are you from? Wu Chen smiled and said, My family runs a noodle shop in a small town. You are so funny, elder brother. You sell noodles, but drive a luxury car. At this time, a group of people got out of the car and walked towards Wu Chen. Zhuang Xiaodi immediately called. Sister, Mr. Wu got out of the car to save someone at the bar street, and now something seems wrong. A voice came from the phone. What's the situation? Zhuang Xiaodi replied, Another group of people came. They are a bit scary. They all look like gangsters. Mr. Wu misunderstood. I'm the gangster. We met each other at Mr. Li's place. Look at their license plate number and let me check it. The license plate number is A77 for Q6. There was a middle-aged man with a cane and a limp who seemed to know Mr. Wu. Then it's okay. They are acquaintances. Suddenly, Zhuang Xiaodi exclaimed in disbelief. Mr. Wu, you knocked that guy down. Oh no, they pulled out their guns, they are guns. Li Rubing said, send me the location, quick.